现在的马来西亚房地产市场根本不是同一个阶级，它已经分成了两个不同的世界。今天根本就要扒开大马的房产遮羞布，看看你是走进了散户的金融屠宰场，还是跟着全球巨头在吃肉。现在你还相信那种8到12%的包租回酬 GRR 吗？来看看这份最新的国际权威调查报告是怎么评价的。所谓的零首付，就是开发商为了提高房产的基准价格，然后提供回扣来抵消首付。这些豪门汽车接送啊，还有这种抽奖活动，就是为了绕过你的批判性思维。结果几年后，你才发现自己买下的可能是一个废弃的建筑工地。不要让自己成为这种零售物业骗局的退出流动性接盘侠。
Exactly. But a built-to-suit data center is backed by a long-term ironclad lease from a multinational corporation. They need that exact building to keep their global operations online. The utility is guaranteed before the foundation is even poured.
Okay, so for you listening, the takeaway here is pretty stark. If you are looking at emerging markets, true economic growth is found in the boring logistics, the warehouses, the infrastructure, the server farms.
Yeah, it is definitely not found in a zero-down payment pamphlet handed to you at the airport. When evaluating an investment, you really have to look past the pitch and figure out who actually controls the physical utility of the asset.
Absolutely. Which leaves us with a pretty provocative thought to end on. As the AI revolution demands more and more physical space, the future definition of prime real estate might permanently shift.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, like, are we moving away from beautiful ocean views and entirely toward proximity to high-voltage power grids and fiber optic cables? Definitely something for you to mull over.
当散户在坑里流血的时候，真正的聪明钱根本不碰住宅公寓，他们去了哪呢？
Welcome to today's deep dive. Imagine spending 1.3 million ringgit on a luxury condo, and you show up and you're physically locked out of the building.
Yeah, like your key card just straight up doesn't work.
Exactly. The lobby guards turn you away. And that's the actual reality for everyday buyers right now in Malaysia's 2026 real estate market. But at the exact same time, that exact same country is a multi-billion-dollar gold mine for global tech giants.
Right, it's this crazy duality.
It really is. So our mission today is to unpack this for you. We're looking at how a market can be an absolute minefield for regular property investors, but, host an unprecedented high-tech industrial boom all at once.
Well, starting with the retail side, it's honestly a masterclass in psychological manipulation. Like, they aggressively target foreign buyers. Take Mrs. Lin, for example. She's a 30-year-old investor who bought that 1.3 million ringgit condo.
Right, and they fly these buyers in on all expenses paid property tours, right?
Oh, yeah. They get off the plane and are greeted by these white knights in tailored suits. They give them the full VIP treatment and just hand over these glossy brochures promising like 8 to 12% guaranteed rental returns.
I mean, that sounds amazing on paper, but it's kind of like buying a VIP concert ticket, only to realize you actually just signed a binding contract for a timeshare in the parking lot.
That is exactly what it is.
But wait, if someone like Miss Lin holds the physical deed to her unit, how does a third party actually keep her out? I don't get how a developer just overrides property law like that.
Well, they don't actually need to override property law when they control the physical access. So they use these buzzwords like world-class hotel management to convince buyers to sign these designated authorization letters.
Oh, so they willingly sign it away.
Exactly. Those letters legally transfer voting and usage rights to these asset-less third-party shell companies. So the shell company is the one that manages the building, programs the lobby key cards, and, employs security guards.
Wow. So your deed is basically useless if the elevator refuses to take you to your floor.
Yeah, you're just left paying a massive mortgage on a unit you can't even access, and the management company pockets the revenue or just completely abandons the site.
Man. So retail investors are essentially buying the illusion of an asset. But if you look at the institutional money, like the tech giants, they definitely aren't buying illusions. They are buying raw utility.
Right, multinational tech giants are totally ignoring those glossy brochures and instead pouring billions into industrial real estate. The contrast in the numbers is just, hard to wrap your head around. Look at the Klang Valley.
The vacancy rates there really dropped, right?
Yeah, for grade A warehouses, the vacancy plummeted to just 2.0% in the second quarter of 2025.
And for you listening, just to clarify, these are not your grandfather's dusty storage sheds. Grade A warehouses are these, modern, high-ceiling facilities built specifically for heavy robotics and automation.
Exactly. And down in Johor, we are tracking a $16.9 billion influx from tech companies. That includes a massive $4.3 billion AI infrastructure deal by NVIDIA.
Which makes a lot of sense. Because of the US-China trade war, global supply chains are aggressively realigning right now.
Yeah, tech giants desperately need a neutral sort of China plus one safe haven to build out their infrastructure, and Malaysia just perfectly fits that geopolitical sweet spot. But they aren't just buying up empty lots. Everything is pivoting to built-to-suit and ESG-ready facilities.
Right, ESG ready. Because running global AI infrastructure takes an insane amount of power and water for cooling. So these buildings have to already be wired for renewable energy and high-efficiency cooling to meet strict environmental standards.
Yeah, they literally cannot train their next-generation AI models without these highly specific, temperature-controlled, power-resilient facilities. The infrastructure is custom-built to solve a very specific high-tech problem.
I do have to push back a little on the optimism here, though. I mean, with tens of billions of dollars flooding into these Johor data centers, how do we know this industrial gold rush isn't just another massive bubble waiting to burst, like those tourist condos?
That's a super fair question. The key difference really comes down to structural demand versus speculative demand. So a tourist condo with guaranteed returns relies entirely on the hope that future tourists or speculative buyers will eventually show up.
Right, it's just like hoping someone else buys it.
专为适应枢纽而设计的 B2B 工业房产，才是未来真正可持续的利润中心。老板们，我们一生中最有价值房产，不是那些光鲜亮丽的豪华顶层公寓，而是一个没有窗户、温控的混浊土盒子，不要再被那些承诺2位数回报的小册子洗脑了。想要了解2026年真正赚钱的 B2B 工业配置，马上订阅我的频道，点击主页连接找我聊聊。我们下次见。